My name is Thomas Panetta. I'm from the Lewes Board of Public Works, and I'm not necessarily speaking in opposition. Very brief statement. The Lewes BPW has been monitoring this application through the planning process, and we're here because this property does sit within the wellhead protection area. And given the importance of providing quality water to the citizens of both Lewes and the county that we provide service to is of utmost importance. The BPW has hired our own geotechnical firm. Actually, they were the same firm that did the study when the shopping center development was proposed across the street, all those many years ago. So we have re-engaged them and asked them to review the applicant's reports and the current situation and advise us. We have draft reports from them, but the final report we're not going to have for about another week. So our main purpose is to ask for an extension of the public comment period so that we can provide our professional engineers and professional geologists input to this. Also, today was the first time we saw the revised report, and we would like to get that to our geologists to review.
Mr. President, can I ask a question? Well, Mr. Panetta, are you referring to this report that we were just handed?
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask the attorney if that was appropriate, and I can ask it when he finishes if it's better, if we could allow BPW time to comment on this report since we just were handed it today. Is that appropriate?
It would be appropriate if at the end we left the record open for that purpose. That's often done for a specific purpose as part of the motion to defer.
Yeah, I would think we would for that purpose, leave it open for them to review that, and then us to get their final thing to review also.
Yes. Okay.
Right, and just to clarify,
I didn't want to
Mr.
jump in front of
Schaefer,
you, but I just want to make sure.
No, just to clarify,
well.
This report is brand new to us, but our geologists are still going through the original reports to make sure that they're in agreement and provide recommendations that will help to ensure the sustained availability of the wellheads. I think, as you all know, we collectively, the county, the city, and BPW, bought the Jones Farm across the street. The BPW's main interest in that was protecting our wellheads. So we have put significant money forward in ensuring the reliability. The other thing I want to bring up, which I think we've heard about master plans, but while this 48 acres is one portion, 1/3 in the wellhead protection area, it's the integrated or the cumulative effect from all the development on Kings Highway that you really can't take one in isolation, because as the applicant pointed out, he's using the medical office building as precedent for approving this. And if you approve this, is that precedent for approving the remainder without having some underlying guidance as to how the wells are going to be protected? I do recognize that there is the County Code 89 aspects, and our geotechnical engineers are reviewing that for its appropriateness.
Mr. Panetta, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
And this is for my education mostly, but I've only been here a little over a year. Would you say that the BPW and the county, particularly Mr. Medlar's office, has or doesn't have a coordinated water management relationship as it relates to that wellhead area?
No, I don't believe we do. Austin?
Would you?
I do. This is our general manager.
Because as you said, this is a small portion of what still is undeveloped land, even closer to the wellhead area.
I know of no coordination with the county relative to specifically with Hans on the wellheads, do you?
No, we haven't had any.
Well, I think it's fair to say that the purchase of the Clay Road, Kings Highway corner was a coordinated effort to help protect that wellhead area, but
Right, but not with the Hans Medlow, your engineer.
is there
It
anything
was
we can
with
do
the-
to enhance that? Do we need to do anything to enhance that relationship, or?
Certainly would be open to that. I think that is an ideal, we
Well, if you
work
have
with.
any ideas, let me know, and, I'm sure Hans would be more than happy to accommodate it.
Yeah, and I think, as you know, Mr. Schaefer, we coordinate with Hans on the wastewater management side. So have no issue with that whatsoever.
Okay.
Oh, we're good.
So, we'd like to keep the record open so we can finish the report, get these reports reviewed, and then we can provide you with more detailed recommendations, issues of concern. But I would ask what the county council can do relative to looking at the cumulative impact for all the developments that are happening on that side of the highway. Because it's a significant number, and there's 37 acres yet to even be not gone through plus or in the county application process. So we would like to see a holistic approach to the wellheads.
Okay, thank you. Of course, at the end, after the hearing's over, as part of the motion, number one, we have to realize we're dealing with this project
Yes,
first. And
understand.
keep everything specific to this. And if it comes to, at the end, that you do want to keep the record open, in the past, we've had certain mechanisms to do that so that both sides get the opportunity to comment on what each other has done. We can't do it just for one. We would have to make sure that both are adequately protected. Okay, thank you for your
Well,
comment.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
I intend to make a motion to allow BPW to comment on this report. But while we have Mr. Panetta here, do you have any idea how long that should be left open? Is a week long enough, 2 weeks?
We were going to ask for 2 weeks because we expected our final report next week, and then a week for us at the BPW to, meet as a board to come to a conclusion. So given, and this report, I just read it, it's not that lengthy. I think we could still have the report to the BPW next week and then comment back to council in 2 weeks.
Mr. President, you have more experience than I do. Is 2 weeks fair?
If that's, yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much up to, I'm sorry. We were talking to him, I think.
Well,
I saw your fingers going around. I've done what you were doing. I was confused, that's all. Okay, no, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah. And if I recall, next week is not a regular meeting anyway,
No,
is
we have
it?
budget
So it
workshop.
would be a couple weeks anyway before
Okay.
we would do that.
Well, thank you very much. That's all I wanted to say at this point.
Okay, thank you. Is